Let's talk about the biting fuel scarcity in the nation's capital, Abuja. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited says the recent fuel queues in the Federal Capital Territory is likely caused by low loadouts at depots, which usually happens during long public holidays. The NNPC disclosed this in a statement while reacting to the reappearance of fuel queues in Abuja. Now let's discuss this situation. I am now being virtually joined by the CEO, Lead Network, Chukwuma Okenwa. Good to have you join us. All right, Chukwuma, we've heard about.
Thank you, Akani.
All right.
I can hear you. Thank you.
We've seen this situation before. I mean, we're just coming out of a fuel crisis or scarcity in the country where because of adulterated fuel and people were buying for as much as 400 naira per litre. And we understand that that's also the situation in Abuja where people are buying for that much. The NNPC chairman has said that, look, this is a result of the panic buying as a result of the Salah break. But Ipman is saying the federal government owes them about 500 billion naira. I just want to get your thoughts on both sides of the story.
Yeah, because of a truth, what we are talking about here is demand versus supply. The demand is as regular as usual, but of course, in terms of the supplies, like NNPC identified, you discover we have the issue of low loadouts of those lorries, and something is actually causing it. Ipman is responsible, and why are they responsible? The government is owing it. Ipman have not been able to sort out that, and Ipman said this has affected them drastically, making them to operate at a 5% efficiency, and that calls for a concern, because the fact remains that while there is shortage in supply, and of course people have to engage either in a distress purchase of fuels, looking for at the black market, trying to buy a liter for 400 naira. The question is, those of them that are selling at the black market, of course, you know that they didn't use their vehicles to buy it and then non-dispensing the fuel. They actually use gallons. So when things like this happen, the little ones that is being, still in supply by the filling station is ordered and transmitted to the black market to sell it at a higher rate. And then at the end of the day, it is biting hard on the citizens, because Nigerian citizens do not just depend only on fuel for their vehicles, but of course, to have electricity to power their businesses. And I can tell you, Nigeria being like a nation where you have over 90% of the economy as the informal sector, SMEs, businesses are badly affected.
Absolutely. A fuel crisis is also an economic crisis because a lot of businesses depend on it. And the transportation sector also depend on it. But let's talk about this because the chairman of Ipman in Kano State chapter, that should be Dan Malam, who said, Bashiru Dan Malam, did say that Nigerians should brace up for severe crisis ahead because of this indebtedness of about 500 billion naira. How do you think that government should move quickly to resolve this situation?
Government should, as a matter of urgency, invite Ipman to a roundtable. If the government doesn't have all of the monies to offset the 500 billion naira, they should be able to at least pay, even if it's 40% of the claims that Ipman is making, so that we don't have this situation biting harder on the Nigerian citizens. Because don't forget, this particular thing is what limited the efficiency. So just imagine when they now decide to strike entirely, not even functioning at the 5%, which at the moment, it's really terrible on Nigerian citizens. So government should get into action, negotiate, and either offset the bill or at least pay substantively something that will be able to impress Ipman and suspend them from trying to go on with the intended strike action.
And when we talk about oil sector in the country and all of these fuel crises, the first thing people talk about as a solution is the fact that we should rehabilitate our refineries or outrightly privatize them or even build new ones. But this is not a refinery problem. This is an Ipman government problem. Does this show you that really that should be, this is the problem in the oil sector is more than a refinery problem?
Well, I think the basic problem in the oil sector corruption. But let me try to bring some understanding on how these things connect. Because we are not refining our own oil, we are not having enough money to offset like some of those bills, like the ones like for the marketers. Because I'm sure that if we are refining, there certainly will not be any need for subsidizing oil at the first instance, because of course you have government struggling to pay up like for the refined products. So we need to refine our own oil so that we can have enough money to offset like such bills, like in terms of like transmission of those oil from one location to another. And this is a challenge. Government is not having enough oil because we are not enough money because we are not refining our own oil. So I think it is connected.
We'll continue to see how this plays out. Hopefully, this is resolved and we do not have a national fuel scarcity or crisis on our hands. Thank you so much for talking to us. Chukwuma Okenwa.
Thank you.